भवतु मे जलाप्रसामि नयनापथामि भवतु मे रूपमञ्जरिकराजितपादपद्मं पुष्पमवतारितमस्तकाय आनन्दकनकगौरीकुणारविन्दं प्रणवयामि श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Shri Gurudev ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So, first of all, Nitilila Prashna Mishtapan, Astatarasha Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Srila Bhaman Goswami Maharaj, and my Siksha Guru and Sannyas Guru, Nitilila Prashna Mishtapan, Astatarash Sata Sri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and his lotus feet. I offer unlimited downward pranams. I offer thereafter Nitilila Pravishta Mishtapan, Astatarashi Srimad Bhakti Vedanta, Srimad Swami Maharaj, and present all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, my mothers and devotees of Mahaprabhu, the hearers of Harikatha, all I offer my Danvat pranams. We're very pleased. We are, by the mercy of Sri Guru Padma, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Goddess Radharani's dear beloved, and the shelter of Radha Vinod Bihari, and Yogamaya Swarupini, manifestation of Yogamaya. On her lotus feet we are sitting. By her mercy, we are gathered here today to receive her mercy. Oh, sorry. Okay. This temple, the organizers, and the brahmanas, I offer accordingly respectful regards. Very nice the arrangement there is made here to hear the nectarian pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The temple's name is. The name of the temple is Jai Mata Durga Temple. Is the name of the temple that we are here. Durga Rakshet Iti Durga. This phrase explains who Durga is. That one who protects the living entities within this prison house is known as Durga. This world is known as a prison, jail. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we are in this. We're like prisoners in this prison house. Whether you believe or not, this is the truth. This Devi Durga, in the form of Mahamaya, she keeps these living entities in the prison house. Why? Why? Because we have made some offense. Trying to understand this. We have forgotten God. We are wandering this endless cycle of material existence. For this reason, Devi Durga, she is giving us pain. Three types of sufferings, miseries. One is Adhyatmik, Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik. Adi Devik, that the difficulties, they arise from the demigods, like many types of diseases. Rain or lack of rain, too much rain, cold or too hot. This is the influence of the demigods. This is called Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik. We suffer miseries from other living entities. Like a dog bites us. You keep a dog or not? Like a snake bites. And so we suffer miseries from other living entities. This is known as Adi Bhautik. And Adhyatmik miseries are those that we create from our mind. We are enduring so much suffering from the mind, which is known as Klesh. In this way, we are moving about in this world. Why are they coming? There is one cause. We haven't performed devotional practice to the Supreme Lord. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, this verse is there. From a time immemorial, we have not performed devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this reason, we have come into this material world. And so this Devi is giving us punishment. If we receive her mercy, we can come out of this jail like prison. of the material existence. That's why she is sitting here. Who is above Devi? The Lord Himself. Govindam. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By His desire, we are wandering in this repeated cycle of birth and death. He's the cause. The Lord Krishna says to Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, this Devi Maya, it's not so easy to escape her clutches. Duratya. In this shloka, Tarantite, the Lord Himself saying, one who surrenders unto me, he does not have to, he is released from this prison house of the material existence. Not until we surrender unto the Supreme Lord, this Devi Durga, she will continue to punish us. For this reason, it is said, it's not so easy to escape these clutches of the illusory potency of the Lord. There is only one solution. Krishna surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So Brahma is saying, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Istara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anandadi Govindam Sarva Karanam. The Lord is the cause of all causes. Who is the cause of all causes? Govinda is. He is Ishwar, controller. He gives direction to all the demigods. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Not until we surrender to Him, the Maya, the illusory potency of the Lord will continue to punish us. For this reason, we have come to her. We pray to her. Please, how can we be free from this repeated cycle of birth and death, this sansar? To perform devotional practice to Govinda. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With her mercy, she will give us darshan after being freed from this sansar and attain the Supreme Lord. I'll explain one thing. Listen carefully. Who has been to Vrindavan? Raise your hand. Many of you have been. There was one Brahman. His name was Mathur Brahman. This Brahmana he was performing his duties as a Brahmana but was not able to maintain his family. So what he did, he left Mathura. He went to Prague, Jyotishpur. It's called Assam. We're all Indian. How many Pujan? We're all Indian. We'll go to Assam. Going to Assam, there is one beautiful temple, Kamaksha Devi, Durga temple, known as Kamaksha Devi temple. In that temple, he was resting there. The Brahman, he tried to do some work there, but nothing worked. He could not maintain his family or send money to his family. From our previous life's karma, we will get what we are due in this life. If we have done some pious activities in past lives, then we'll have a good son or good daughter. One who has performed austerities, then he will attain the post of a kingdom. This Mathur Brahman, he went to Assam, Pragjyotishpur. He started some work there, but he could not maintain himself. He was very sad. He was very unhappy. We all want wealth, do we not? Who wants wealth? Raise your hand. He said, do you not want? You didn't put your hand up. You don't want any money? Gurudev said, well, you have too much money. It's a very good thing. He has enough, so he doesn't have to desire anymore. What we have done in our past life, we will receive in this life. Whatever charity or work we have performed in past lives, the result of which we will get in this life. Not less, not more. The Brahmana was very unhappy. One day in that temple of Devi, Kamaksha Devi, he was resting. This Kamaksha Devi came in this dream, and he said to the Brahmana, listen, I'm giving you one mantra. By chanting this mantra, you will attain all perfection. You will get unlimited wealth. They gave one mantra. Which mantra? He gave this Gopal mantra. The Krishna mantra is known as Gopal mantra. This very powerful mantra. And this Devi where we're sitting, is present in the form of Durga. You chant this mantra, everything you will attain. Saying this, the demigoddess, she disappeared. How to chant this mantra? There is rules and regulations of chanting mantras. Waking up early in the morning, facing the eastern direction, and at night facing north. one should sit and chant one's mantras. This is explained in scriptures. But the Devi did not show him or tell him how he should chant this mantra. Having obtained this mantra from Durga Devi, he moved on to another place. He came to Prayag. He bathed in Prayag. And moving forward ahead from that, he came to Mathura and Vishram Ghat. He took Achaman there. And then going from Vishram Ghat, he came to Keshi Ghat in Vrindavan. When he entered Vrindavan, there was one young person chanting Hare Mukunda Govinda Hera Ishora Krishna Adi Radhuta Kanaya Prachita Sri Vallavi Vanarati Krishna Sri Krishna Gopala Hare Mukunda Govinda Hera That person, having closed his eyes, was chanting this mantra very nicely. Hare Mukunda Govinda Hare Nandakishora Krishna Hashi Yashoda Tanaya Prashida Shivalabhi Jivana Radhikesh Radhikesh, chanting this name with his eyes closed. That Mathur Brahman. After some time, he opened his eyes and said, he started to explain his life history. He'd taken birth in Mathura, Assam. So the Mathura Brahmins explain his life story in Bragjyotishpur in Assam at the Kamaksha temple. There's this temple of Devi. It's called Kamaksha. Very beautiful temple. He gave this mantra to me, the Mathura Brahmin said. Hearing this, the young man was chanting this mantra realized that the Mathur Brahman received this mantra from Kamaksha Devi So he was amazed how this young man, knew that he also had this mantra. And with this, his faith increased. Devi gave him this mantra. You have come here. And the amazing thing. He said he listened to his life story. This Gopal mantra. This mantra is called Mantra Raj, the king of all mantras. Of all the mantras, this Gopal mantra is the king of all mantras. One who chants this mantra, they can attain all perfection. With firm faith, one should chant this mantra. And my name is Gop Kumar, he said. This young man, I took this mantra from my guru. That Devi gave you this mantra. Gopkumar explained his life story to the Mathura Brahman. This is a very long story, but very nice. It's Sanatana Goswami is very nicely explained. This mantra is in this way very powerful. By chanting this mantra, we can attain our perfection. And so we sing. If Devi is pleased by her mercy, we can be freed from this the material world and attain the abode of the Supreme Lord. And this Devi is the servant of the Lord. All the demigoddesses and demigods, they are all servants of the Lord. It's, this verse explains all the demigods and demigoddesses, Brahma, Shiva, Durga, they are servants of the Supreme Lord. Try to understand this very carefully. Who is this Devi worshipping? Purusham tamaham vachami Vindamadi Purusham tamaham vachami Govindamadi Purusham tamaham vachami. All the demigoddesses, demigods, they worship the Supreme Lord. We must not dishonor any demigods, demigoddess. Insulting them, the Lord becomes displeased. Everyone should respect, honor all the demigods and demigoddesses, just like the king and all the servants of the king. Those who show respect to the king but do not show respect to the servants of the king, then the king is not happy. To make the king happy, we should also show respect to the servants of the king. We say we are devotees of Krishna. Why should I go to the temple of Devi? Devotees sometimes they say like this. So in the scriptures, There's such a high understanding of this. If we respect the demigoddesses, demigods, in the shlok is very clearly explained. Sure. Do not dishonour the demigods and demigoddesses. Show respect because our worshipable deities is one, Govinda. By his order, all the demigods, demigoddesses, they perform their duties. They're all performing their duties. In Bhagavad Gita as well. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains this. Oh, Arjun, listen. By my order, in material nature, she performs her duties. Just like just like there's a big company. There's a director of that company. By that, the orders of the director, all the workers are performing their duties. In this way, all the demigods and demigoddesses, they are working by the order of the Supreme Lord. In the Hindu Dharma, there are so many, there are 3,300,000 demigods, demigoddesses. Koti or Karor? Koror, 100,000. Koti is actually written Koti. In Shastra is written 33 Koti. In Hindi we say Karor, but this is not correct. It's Koti. Like this, just like the word Jeev Koti or Ishwar Koti. This word, there is not the number. There are 33 types of demigods, demigoddesses. But we're misinterpreting this into Karor. There's no fault in this. But according to the scriptures, there are 33 types. Just like Ishwara Koti, Jeev Koti, classifications, categories or types. So for this reason, all these demigods and demigoddesses, they work according to the order of the Supreme Lord. And they serve the Lord. And they also perform devotional practice to the Lord. You read one book, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu found in South India. Brahma Samhita, Krishna Karnamrita. In Brahma Samhita, he's given evidence. All the demigods, demigoddesses, and they worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And worshipping the Lord, Govinda, they offer their results to the Jivas. Ganesh, he gives mystic power and wealth, but where does he get that from? He gets it from Govinda. When Ganesh prays to Govinda, doing this, he takes the lotus feet of the Lord and puts them on his shoulders. And Govinda gives all of his blessings to Ganesh. And Ganesh gives the living entities what they need. But try to understand, the things of this world are causing us suffering and pain, are the cause of our suffering and pain. What we see in this material world is the cause of suffering, but we don't understand. We understand it to be happiness. But one who goes to Govinda, Govinda gives them the highest of all, the best of all things. And living, one Brahmin of Kashi was worship Lord Shiva. Pandit, he's from Kashi, Benares. Seeing him, I become inspired to speak. He was living in Kashi, one Brahmana. He was worshipping Lord Shiva. He never asked anything from Lord Shiva. Every day he used to worship Lord Shiva, offer his obeisances, and sing his glories. And in this way, many years passed by. Thereafter, the Brahman was poor. And there was time for his daughter's wedding. And you know that in India, so much expense in marrying one's daughter. Not here in this country, but in India particularly, it's very expensive to marry one's daughter. Even if one is very poor, he has so much expense to incur. Today, so much is going on in this regards. I do not want to speak about that. But you know our culture. Am I saying correctly? Sanskriti turned around is Vikriti, a perverted distortion. The Sanskriti, which is the righteous way, has been changed to a negative context. So Sanskriti turns into Vikriti. This poor Brahmana, he asked some wealth to marry his daughter from Lord Shiva. Shivji, once he showers his mercy on someone, he is very generous. He said to the Brahmin, he go to Vrindavan on the banks of the Yamuna, called Madan Ghera, where the Mother Mohan temple is. There is one sadhu. His name is Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami. Go to him. He has a lot of wealth. The Brahmana, taking the orders of Lord Shiva, he walked from Kashi to Vrindavan. There he saw there was a temple. By the temple there was a sadhu. He was wearing a loincloth. In his body there were 12 marks of the tilak. When we put tilak, if you don't put tilak, is said in Shastra, then our mantras will not bear fruit. These are the words of Shastra scriptures. He saw that sadhu sitting there with a very beautiful tilak glittering on his forehead and his 12 limbs. There were 12 tilak marks. He was chanting holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That Brahmana offered pranams to Sanatana Goswami and told him, I have come from Kashi. Very nice. Lord Shiva has sent me, Mahadev has sent me to you. Hearing the name of Mahadev, or Sanatana Goswami, his eyes became tearful. Vaishnava is of all the Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is the best. Shambho. Raj ki jai. Ki jai. Sanatana Goswami, wherever he stayed, Shivji used to go there. And Sanatana Goswami Pad used to stay. He used to go by Gopeshwar Mahadev. Even though Sanatana Goswami was very old, he could not walk that far. Where they both met in the middle, it's called Bankandi Mahadev, where Shiva met Sanatana Goswami. What we mean to say is that they were very close friends, Sanatana Goswami and Lord Shiva. So when he heard that he had been sent by Lord Shiva to attain some wealth, first he was a little bit doubtful. He saw that this sadhu, how can he be rich, wealthy? He's wearing a loincloth. He hasn't any cloth on his body. So, please give me some wealth. It's not working. The battery's not. Trying to get the battery back. No. So he found one stone. Sanatana Goswami Pad had a touchstone. You see, from this touchstone you can get as much wealth as you want. So this touchstone could change iron into gold. First, the Brahmana did not have any faith in the words of the sadhu. So he found this stone, touchstone, and he touched it to some metal. And that metal turned into gold. Then his faith increased in the sadhu. He went home with this touchstone, and he thought of how much he would be able to spend on his daughter's wedding. How much money we spend on our children's wedding. We hear in the newspaper and the media. You all know how this.
नाम बोलने के लिए सब सोचते हैं ये लोग नाम बोलने के लिए सब सोचते हैं ये होते हैं नाम लेने के उधर टीवी में सब लोग देखते हैं हम कहीं बता रहे
He's saying about how rich people, how much money they spend in their children's wedding. No. So do Aarti in 15 minutes. So, the Brahmana, he started to walk back home with the touchstone. Then in his mind he thought, well, if this sadhu, he's naked, he's performing his devotional practice, and he has this touchstone, very rich touchstone. Even kings desire to have this touchstone. But this sadhu, he thrown it in the dirt. So what is the wealth that he has? So this thought came into his mind. This is the mercy of the Lord, the mercy of Mahadev, Lord Shiva. Then he returned back to the sadhu, Sanatana Goswami. Tell me, what is it that you have, that you have thrown this touchstone away? What devotional practice are you doing that is more valuable than this touchstone? Wait, who will take this? Who put your hands up if you will walk away with this touchstone? He's saying no. He's saying I have both. I have both, the touchstone and the. So he's saying Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said that if I had money, I would buy an aeroplane and preach all over the world. I would build a big temple where thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people could come and listen to Harikatha. Dhan is needed, wealth is needed in the service of the Lord. If you have, you should be engaged in the service of the Lord. You should feed the poor. If you don't use your money in the service of the Lord and just keep it in the bank, you'll see that in time thieves and rogues will come and steal it. You'll get taxed, and whoever has this wealth should be engaged in the service of the Lord. This is true, is it not? Everybody wants wealth, but how to use this wealth? People want to use it for their own enjoyment, for their own gratification. But there are others who want to use it in the service of the Lord. So we're saying, this Brahmana asked Sanatana Goswami, what wealth does he have that even great kings are desiring this touchstone which you have thrown away? Sanatana Goswami said, the wealth of this material world is a cause of misery. But the wealth for which I am performing my devotional practice is the wealth by which all our miseries and sufferings will be destroyed. What is that wealth? Krishna Prem, the transcendental love. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said this shloka. I don't desire wealth, fame, fortune, wife, position. Wealth, fame, fortune. I don't need any of this. But if I have, then I will engage in the service of Govinda. If I do this, that wealth will be of some use. But if I use it for my own self gratification, it will be wasted. Or one day I will have to leave it behind. I cannot take any of it with me. Ram ka pyala, मेरी गली, राम नाम के हीरे मोती, मैं बिखराऊंगी. So in this little proverb, Hindi proverb, is saying, I am distributing this wealth of the holy names of the Lord in every village, every town, every street and alleyway. Persons like Sanatana Goswami have attained this divine transcendental love. Is comparing the wealth of this material world is very insignificant. This is the wealth of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For this reason, we should chant the names of the Lord. This name is very exceptional. In this shloka, it describes that the names of the Lord are like a touchstone, and everything you desire will manifest. But those who do not chant this name, they will achieve nothing. In this Kali Yuga, the only way is to chant the holy names of the Lord. The only way out. We carry on with our duties. We're not saying that you stop doing your job or any other responsibilities you have, but everybody must chant the holy names of Him. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, 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 Gatiranyatha. In this Kali Yuga, there is nothing else to be done. The chanting of the holy names. By taking the names, we can cross over this ocean of material suffering. The glories of the holy names. If you want wealth, you can chant anything you want. In the material sense, you can also achieve by chanting. For this reason, in Kali Yuga, this name is very important. For this reason, everybody should chant. Which name? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This name is so sweet. Even if you chant it backwards, it's like the example of Valmiki. In Tulsidas, in Ramcharitmanas, he glorified the qualities of the holy name of the Lord. In this Kali Yuga, only Harinam. In this shloka, it is described that the Lord tells to Uddhav, Krishna is giving instruction to Uddhav of all the different types of processes to attain the Lord, like karma, gyan, yoga. The best is to chant the holy names of the Lord. And this is our goal and the process. This is our process and the goal itself. So everyone should continue to chant. You will feel so happy But one should chant with faith, firm faith, and one should be careful of not committing the offenses to the holy name. Do not criticize any sadhu. That name will not shower mercy on that person who criticizes other sadhus. Like also to think that Lord Shiva is the same as the Lord. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna, he is the highest, topmost. You cannot sit on him on the same level as everyone else. One who is a road sweeper and one who is on a higher level cannot be equated with each other. We should respect everyone according to their position. And the third is not to dishonor Sri Guru. To dishonor Sri Guru is also an offense to the holy, whether it's Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru. The name of the Lord, the pure name of the Lord will never manifest on the lips of such a person. In this way, there are 10 offenses to chanting the holy names. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,